And here, to continue on this reporting, you also want to continue looking at the guidelines for graphs, geographics, and other maps. So maybe you want to look at geographical maps. They can pertain to countries, states, counties, sales territories, and other divisions. Like this is maybe a map you want to include or highlight. Maybe you want to use pie graphs in your report. So a pie chart, do you know what's a pie chart? This is a pie chart. And the area of each section, it shows you the percentage of the total area of the circle. It reflects the percentage associated with the value. So you know this is like a quarter, this is like more than a quarter, this is less, those two together are less than a quarter. A pie chart is not useful for displaying relationships over time, right? It's only show you this is the total and this is the pie. General guidelines, a pie chart should not require more than 7 sections. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, more than 7, it becomes like very small. So maybe it's better to put it on a bar chart. Maybe this is an example here. You know, Excel will help you a lot in doing these charts. You know, it tells you it's 20%, 28% services, personal systems. So maybe if you have, you know, if you ask people like you ask about their income, then you can distribute them into a pie chart. These are line charts. This is an example of a line chart. So a line chart, it connects a series of data points using continuous line. It's an attractive way to illustrate strength. So this is the best way for line charts is strength. So you can see there's a growth or there's a decline. Several series can be compared to the same chart. Forecast, interpretation, extrapolation can be shown. So this is an example of a. So sometimes, let's say you take the points and you show these are the points. Then you start to extrapolate. So you start to see what will be in the future, or what you expect in the future. Stratum chart. It's a set of lines. Charts in which data are successfully aggregated over the series. Areas between the line charts display the magnitude of the relevant variables. Let's see, maybe we'll look at this example here. You know, you've got these points and these lines over time. Pictographs. Do you know what's a pictograph? Pictograph is like a graph, but it's like a picture on it. So it uses small pictures or symbols to display the data, and it does not depict results precisely. Hence, caution should be exercised when using them. This is like an example. Do you see this? It's, instead of a line, they just use dollar signs. So use a picture in the graph. So we show you there are more dollars, there are less dollars. Do you see? Histogram, we looked at histograms. Bar chart, do you know what's a bar chart? Have those bars, columns. Display data in various bars, maybe positioned horizontally or vertically. So either bars like this or bars like this. Histogram, it shows you it's a vertical bar. The height represents the relative or cumulative frequency. We looked at the histograms on the previous class. This is an example histogram or a bar chart. Schematic figures and flow charts. Do you guys know what's a flow chart? This is like an example of a flow chart.
Yes, no.
You know, start, yes, in case, you go, you finish, not. So they take on a number of different forms. They can be used to display steps, components, process. Another useful form of this classification diagram, examples of classification charts. Maybe we have seen in maybe chapter 3, figure 3.7 and 3.8. Maybe you can go back to them. Now these are like classification diagrams. I think in chapter 3, what was chapter 3 about? Chapter 3? Was it the design? like qualitative, quantitative,
Yes.
and then qualitative. It can be, focus groups, deep interviews. While quantitative, it can be. You see. So these, when you start, these are like classification diagram. Oral presentation. So those are like main points about the report. Any questions on what we have discussed before we move to the oral presentation? Okay, great.